You're watching Animated Evil.
Hello and welcome to the wonderful world of Gamepass. Ordinarily we do 3 videos, give you a lowdown, but today is a special one. We've got 1 video only. And the video today is of Beacon Pines. Firstly, let's check out the intro.
Dear reader, allow me to introduce you to my book. Though it might at first appear like many books you've come across, it is far from ordinary. You may, therefore, have some misunderstandings about its nature. The story that awaits you has not been fully told. In fact, its conclusion is not yet known, even to myself. It is in that way that my book is special. It is in that way that you are special. Without you, there is no story. Chapter 1. Normal isn't what it used to be. This is a story about change. Nestled in a shallow valley is the town of Beacon Pines. Far from the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, a young boy walks alone at dawn. His name is Luca Van Horn, and like you, dear reader, he's here for a reason.
Beacon Pines is an amazing storybook-based exploration narrative indie game from Hidden Spot Games and published by Fellow Traveller. Not an easy thing to say. Released in 2022, this title hit Game Pass a while ago and still available at the time of this video. If you want to play it, and my opinion is, I suggest you do. As the intro said, you play as Luca Van Horn, a young boy who lives with his grandma after the loss of his parents. Very early on, you meet Rolo, a friend of yours, who gets you into all sorts of trouble, but he's one of many cast of characters that are just so well written. The characters themselves aren't voiced. They make more sort of digital noises, and it's basically a text adventure. Do not let that put you off. On to why I think this game is quite special then. As you've just seen on screen, you go along the world and you collect things called charms. Right now we've just picked up, in this video, we've just picked Tickle. What these are essentially conversation pieces, and you will see very shortly on screen exactly what I mean. It's difficult to explain, but we'll get there. One little bugbear I have with it is the fact that the narrator will stop gameplay just to explain things. This doesn't stop the entire game. This goes on and on. But don't worry, for some reason it works. It never stops the feeling of immersion. When you're able to use these charms in conversation, you reach something called a turning point. On screen now is exactly the example of that. So this is the first turning point in the game. I do these videos without spoilers, so this is very early gameplay. It's kind of still a tutorial. At this point in the video, I actually have 3 choices to make. The reason is that you can find some charms quite early on. If you just explore a little bit before you do this point, you will have more choices than one. I don't want to ruin it. They may or may not be in Gran's house. You're just not going to have to look for them.
Lies are built on truth.
That's kind of charms in a nutshell. But the question you have to ask is, what if you use the wrong charm? What if your choice wasn't the correct choice? Now this becomes very interesting because it's a secondary gameplay mechanic that works obviously just as well. It's called the Chronicle. Difficult to explain, so I'm going to let the game explain it to you.
I think it's time to introduce you to the Chronicle. The Chronicle is a record of the decisions you've made. You can see the turning point which has been revealed. At any time, you can use the Chronicle to go back and invoke different charms, creating new branches. Luckily for us, this is the one and only turning point where the charms won't dramatically alter fate. It's the perfect opportunity to experiment with rewriting things. We were just gonna go ponder for the day. This was Luca's chance to sell his alibi. Nailed it.
Hope that was clear enough. So basically a book you can refer to go back to whenever you want, to go back to a certain point, a turning point, and you can rewrite what you've put. Later on in the game you will find different charms where you think, do you know what, that charm would work better in that position. And that's basically the essence of the mechanics of the game. You go back and forth through the story to write it as you will. There is right answers, there is wrong answers. Wrong answers will earn you a game over. So there is points where you will have to make a game over just to revert back to something, to change something. You don't know how the story is going to pan out, and that's why I think this game just stood out for me. It really did. The story itself is absolutely fantastic. The whole imagining of it, can't get my words out, I apologise, was just really, really good. The audio in this game is absolutely spot on. Although the characters themselves are nothing but beeps and noises rather than vocalized, if they were voiced, then this would have been an absolutely banger. Honestly, it is so good. I originally stumbled upon this game just for the wonderful world of Gamepass, where I normally do 3 games. I was so enamored with this title that I sat and played the entire thing through its entirety, which isn't that long. It's less than 10 hours, so maybe 6 or 7 hours to get through the entire thing, with see all the endings and get all the achievements. In my opinion, worth it. The story itself is brilliant. The musical score, absolutely superb. And yeah, my rating for this would be, please try it out. It's still in Game Pass right now. I checked today. Play it. That's where we get. You get 3 ratings from me. Play it, try it, or don't bother. This is definitely a play it title.
Rollo nearly killed himself putting that up into
With all that said, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of gameplay, with some sound, with some music, and hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Please do the usual stuff, like, share, subscribe, whatever. But what is more important though is if you do like it, comment. I'm trying to change things up a little bit. Don't need to be rude. Just, you know, if you think it's shit, just let me know. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Right? At the end of the day, this is all about me having fun with some video games and some commentary. And I really appreciate the time you've taken just to watch little old me. With that said, I've been Animated Evil. Peace out, fuckers.
Rollo froze as Roxy took a step toward him, cracking her knuckles. Luca knew he had one chance to save his friend from being dragged home. In the past, he found the best way to deal with an enraged Roxy was to be a little chill.